Hey everyone. So today we're gonna see if we can kind of build somewhat of a self-sustaining garden type of thing here. So this is what we kind of got so far. Just really basic garden beds. And we're gonna build it so that it's kind of like a greenhouse so that it'll trap the moisture on the really hot days rather than just evaporating to the air. And hopefully that'll work better, because the problem we have right now is that we water this on the really hot days and it just evaporates and everything dries out. So we're going to build these greenhouse structures out of some mostly just leftover construction type stuff that we have and a couple of things that we bought, and I'll kind of explain that here shortly. So ideally this project is going to be kind of self-sustaining with the water source as well. We have a rain barrel here, but this one's unfortunately cracked. We got water left in it over the winter by accident, so we'll be replacing that most likely. But ideally we want this garden to be fully like sustainable, like I said, so it'll just be watered off of this. That being a perfect world, obviously, I don't think we're going to get enough rain this year to actually sustain this fully, but what we want to do ideally, I have this little pump, and we got these sprayers from a local hardware store here. So what we want to do is hook up the sprayers to a pump, which will pump the water out of this barrel over to the greenhouses that we're going to build. And that'll be like a self-sustaining water source. Like I said, probably won't get enough rain this year to actually self-sustain that, but well, we'll just give it a go and see how it works. So the other thing I want to note too is eventually I want the pump, which is a 12 volt, just like a pony pump, eventually to be powered off of a solar system. So that kind of contributes to the whole self-sustaining thing. So sustainable water source, sustainable power source kind of equals a sustainable garden source. So don't know how this is going to work out fully, but we're going to give it a go and we'll kind of make updates as we go along here. Okay, so this is kind of the materials we have for this. We're just kind of winging it, not really going off of like a specific plan or anything. So we picked up a bunch of these just 1x2 boards. Obviously we tried to pick the ones that were the least warped as possible, which is a challenge. So those are going to build kind of the frame for the project. And then this plastic is just a vapor barrier that you would use if you were like building a new house or doing a basement. We were doing some renovations recently, so we have a bunch left over. We do have another full roll of this as well, so plenty of that. This is the pump I was talking about. I don't know for sure if it'll work. I picked it up at a yard sale a long time ago, and it's pretty much brand new, so I think it'll work for what we're kind of thinking, but we'll just wait and see how it goes. These are just screws to build the frame, and they are 8x1 lath screws. This is just a pack of Velcro. That'll be to hold down the plastic so you can easily take it off if you want. And then these are the sprayers I was talking about. They were on sale for a really good price. I don't know if we'll need both boxes, but basically you can hook it up to a faucet or a pump, and then you've got, it shows only like 4 sprayers in the picture, but it looked like there was more in the box, so we'll just wait and see how that goes. We do have to get an adapter for this to hook to that pump, but we still have to figure out what size that's going to be. So yeah, we'll just see how it goes. We'll start kind of putting this together, and I'll just kind of update as we go. Okay, so we did some mathing and we kind of figured out what our measurements are going to be. Again, we're just kind of winging this, so we'll see how it goes. And we want a bit of a slant as well on our roof so that the water drains off if it's raining really hard. Safety first. Open it up. Hand out of the way. Perfect. Okay, so a bit of an update. Here's where we're at right now. So these backboards are about 4 feet and the front ones are about 4.5, and we did that obviously so we have a slant, and that'll drain just out to the street if there's like excess water on the top of the greenhouses. Unfortunately, those screws that we originally chose were not quite long enough, so we just ended up using a bunch of random screws that we had laying around. But yeah, it's coming along really good. So next we're going to build a couple more middle pieces that go up and down, and then we'll have braces that come across here. So we'll do another update shortly here, and yeah, it's coming along pretty nicely. Okay, so we've got our middle pieces in, up and down, so it's pretty well supported. The issue now is it's kind of flimsy this way, which is expected. So what we're going to do is put some cross beams going across. You can see there's one kind of started there, and we're just using an air nailer to nail those ones in because the rest of these are screwed, and it's already got pretty good support, so if we just nail it, it should be good. So we're gonna do that, and we'll be back in just a moment. I had to take the sweater off, it was getting a little hot out there. Perfect. Just checking out the contents of these sprayer kits here. So this is kind of the big hose that'll run from the pump and will connect to all the individual sprayers. And then this smaller hose will connect to the big hose in increments and will feed the individual sprayers. And then in here we have obviously the actual sprayers. That's one of them right there. Looks like there's some pegs if you wanted to put it into the ground. There's parts to connect one system to another, so we do have 2 kits. I don't know if we'll need both of them, but you can connect more than one together. And there's also parts to connect to the pump. So yeah, you get quite a bit in this kit actually, and it was a really good price. So yeah, we're gonna see if we can figure out how to put this together and do an update once we've got that put together. Alright, we're just pretty much wrapping it up here for the day because it's looking like it's going to start raining. So we've got the main hose run, and that starts just down where that orange spigot is. And we actually figured out we don't need a special adapter because it also has the right adapter with it that we need for the pump, so we don't actually have to get another one. That's pretty cool. So that runs all the way around the structure, and down there is where it ends in the corner, and then we'll probably utilize that for some other things as well. So next step will be to get the sprayer nozzles ready to go and put the plastic on. So we'll start that next time we're out here, and yeah, it's coming along really nicely. Okay, so we're just getting back to this again this morning. We're kind of fighting the rain. It's just starting again. What we've done is we've run the rest of this hose that we had extra of just around to the front area. There's a couple of things on the other side of that fence that could also be watered by this, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, we're gonna just try and start putting some of the little sprayer nozzles in and see how that works out. So we're moving right along with this. We've got kind of on all the major posts, we've got the sprayers run down to the bottom, or the smaller hose, and then some of the top ones, we didn't get these ones done yet, but over here we've kind of got some up at the top as well that'll spray downwards. So we did a test run on it and it seems to work pretty good, so we'll just keep working away at that. Okay, so a bit more time's gone by here. Now we've kind of got some of the plastic up on the sides. Basically what we've done is we want these to open so you can roll them up to the top and you can work on the garden. So we're just using Velcro at the sides here. And we ended up having to staple the Velcro to the plastic and the wood just to keep it on. This adhesive is not quite doing it, but the staples seem to work. So that's working pretty good. So we're just going to do the sides on all of these, and then we'll add the top pieces, and I'll kind of explain how those will work shortly here. So yeah, it's coming along. Alright, so we just finished doing kind of a basic fit on this. Unfortunately, the storms are rolling in again, you can see. So we'll call it quits for today, and we'll come back at this again, and I'll kind of explain where we're at right now. Okay, so another short update after the rain came through. It's still in one piece, so that's good. The wind didn't take it apart or anything like that. Unfortunately, we found that the water does pool on the top. Now this top is not completely done yet. We still got to put Velcro on, so it's not quite in the right position, but it does pool kind of in the middle here and then down here. So what we might end up doing is having to put a couple more top braces to support this plastic so that it doesn't pool too badly. But yeah, overall it held up really good. It wasn't a very severe storm, it was just kind of a rain. But yeah, overall, not too bad. We'll get back at this next time and we'll finish getting this top plastic on properly, and we'll see how it looks then. Okay, so it's been a week. Life just has a way of getting busy on you unexpectedly, but that's the way it goes. Just getting back at this today. So last week we just kind of slapped these top pieces on because we were coming upon some rain, if you remember. So this middle piece I think is slightly cut too short because it doesn't seem to want to stay. So again, we were kind of in a rush to beat the storm, so we will look at that. And I also want to make some strings or something that can hold these up when they're rolled up. So we'll see what we can come up with for that. But finally kind of got a break in the wind and the rain here, so we'll see if we can get this kind of finished up here for today. So what I've kind of done here is, because the roof pieces are all double layers, it's just folded on that side. You get the idea. I've just stapled along the edge. And this might be a little bit excessive, but just to keep it together as one piece. And yeah, I've just done that along the whole thing pretty much. So that should work okay. Here is the finished product on this side. So you just roll the whole thing straight up from the bottom. Widescreen that, there we go. And then just tie them up at the top. So then you can access whatever you're trying to do in here. And also, if you want the rain to water the vegetables, then you got this wide open. And it'll be the same thing at the roof as well. It'll come up and over, roll up at the back, and then you just put them down where you need protection. Simple as that. So we're making progress here. Obviously I showed this side before, but we've got pretty much all of this one is done. Just finishing up the front one, and then this is going to roll upwards. This side has to be done still. Still got quite a bit. To combat the issue with the water pooling, the plastic that goes in the roof, what we ended up doing is just putting a couple holes in. So if it pools on the roof, it'll just drain into the garden. Same at the back. And then one other short update we did as well. Excuse me. Originally we had this pipe running all the way along the fence because it was going to water some of the stuff in the front. And we found that we just did not have enough pressure coming out. So we've cut it here for now. So it's just watering these two little pots and the main garden. And we'll see if that's any better for water pressure. wrapping it up for the night. We got all these plastic pieces pretty well done, and they're just rolled up right now, but super happy with the results. Definitely looking pretty good there. Got our little solar light there too. So stay tuned, and we'll kind of wrap this up here. Okay, so it's the following night after, and it's been raining quite a bit today, so gardens are getting lots of moisture. We left the plastic up. That's just showing here the new rain barrel came in, so we've got that set up. So I'll have to do a kind of a part 2, maybe even a part 3, to kind of show the progress as we go along here. Have to figure out a couple of things with the water pressure like I was talking about. But yeah, overall, we're pretty happy with how this turned out. So yeah, stay tuned. There will be definitely a part 2. We'll get the irrigation hooked up to the rain barrel with the pump, and we'll kind of give an update once we get further along here. So thanks for watching this video, and definitely stick around if you're liking these, because there should be more coming out pretty soon. So thanks, and we'll see you next time.